Guys, let's talk about that all-important decision. Glass or steel? Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, as the intro said, glass or steel. So, we're going to talk about lily pipes and steelware. So, this is for your externals. So, no more of that hunky, horrible green or black or whatever colour you've got, your plastic. We're going to talk about going up a class, steel, glass. So, let's talk firstly about glass. So, glassware is an aquascaper's dream, pretty much. So, the reason why guys use glassware in aquascapes is because when they're underwater, they're virtually invisible. So, what do? Why go for glass? So, the reason why people go for glass is because it's invisible underwater. What's nice? Well, virtually. So it doesn't distract you from, you know, your actual aquarium. And that's what it's all about, is your aquascape more than, you know, seeing ugly pipes and stuff like that. So what's the difference between these compared to other ones? So this is the aquascaper glassware. So this part here goes from the tank into your filter. So how does it work? So the bottom bit here, like any other inlet into your tank, you've got a bottom part here. This bottom part sucks in the water there, so it sucks all your muck and pushes it up and drags it into your filter, pretty much. This part here goes up and down with your water level, depending on what height level you've got. So this here spins. You've got an adjuster on the bottom here, so when you turn that down, what happens is it pulls the water, wants to pull the water from the top instead of the bottom, so you can adjust that according to whatever aquascape you got. So if this is at the rear of your aquarium and you're quite heavily planted, you don't want to be pulling loads and loads of muck from the bottom, because it's going to pull all your plants to, you know, to your glassware. So you can make it so it drags more from the top if it's at the back, or if it's at the front, you can make it so it does 50-50, so on and so on, so on and so forth. Sorry. So that's that one there. That's the glass. That's your inlet. So the inlet on the steel is exactly the same, but it's made out of steel. But we'll come to that in a moment. So, why is glassware, lily pipes, like that sort of shape? So the reason for that is so you can throw quite heavy amounts of water through this. So if you've got like a really, really big external, you can really throw quite a lot of water through these. And what it does is that it spreads the water evenly throughout the aquarium, because it does like a kind of tunnel effect, instead of it coming out like a hose and through a lot of pressure. It's evenly distributing it, so you're not going to get your plants all going over to one side, or your fish trying to fight the flow. You know, it distributes it nice and evenly around the tank. So that's your glassware. So steelware is slightly different. So with steel, this is a H series one. So again, it's got an adjustable lily part here. So I'll talk that into the lily part, the skimmer part, very shortly. Again, pulls the muck in from the bottom. You can adjust the bottom to pull more from the top as well as the bottom. To get into this one, this unscrews, so you can unscrew this part here. There you go. So that's nice, easy cleaning. You can get a spring washer or any sort of, you know, brush through there to give it a clean. My mind went blank then, sorry about that. Just trying to think of it, because they name them all different things. But yeah, a cleaning brush, you can get in there and clean them out. So that'll just screw back on there. Just remember, guys, when you're screwing, if you go for steel like this, just remember, don't nip it up too tight, just because you want it so you can get it back off, and you're not going to put up a fight, just because over time that'll get algaed up, and, you know, grime will get in here and it'll really, really toughen your threads up. So just nip it up slightly, you don't have to go crazy with it. So yeah, again, that adjusts by turning left and right. So this part here, the skimming part, So that's easy to take off. Same on the glassware one there from Evolution Aqua. So you can give them a right good clean with, you know, spring washers or pipe cleaners, whatever you've got really. Bear in mind, with steel you can use any pipe cleaner, you know, any brush set, you know, anything like that, because it's made of steel. Can't scratch it. Well, you can on the outside, but on the inside, who gives a monkeys? So it's a case of you can just use pretty much any, you know, any spring brush for this. But when you weed glass, so a lot of people I've had going, oh, I can get, you know, cheap ones instead of ADA and all that sort of thing. Bear in mind, the cheap ones have harder bristles on them. So you can get cheap ones by all means, but when you're there spending, you know, a decent amount of money on your glassware, you want it so it's pristine all the way through, no light scratches. With the ADA ones, they are like anything, you get what you pay for. You do pay a little bit more, but not tremendous amount more, you'd be surprised. And what you do with them as well is that when you're pulling it back out, it doesn't just unravel on you, it stays together. So that's the ADA spring washers. They come in 3 different sizes, but when you're pushing it down there, when you're pulling it back out, it doesn't leave any scratches. And when you're using high-end glassware such as ADA glassware, or, you know, the Evolution Aqua ones and stuff like that, you don't want to be leaving loads of scratches on the inside, because the scratches on the inside accumulate algae spores. So less algae. It's a way forward, guys. No scratchy. It's what we like to see. The steel, getting back to the steel inlet back into your tank is just a normal straight through pipe. So if you do need circulation, if you want to, you know, get a lot of water movement in there, this is kind of the one to go for. Nice easy bends, you know, it's not like sharp bends, they're quite soft flowing. And to be fair, with them being steel, you're not going to break that anytime soon. So that's another thing you got to watch out for, guys, is when you're using glassware, it is quite delicate. But once it's on your tank, you got to remember, no one's going to break it unless, you know, you're a bit heavy-handed. So when you're taking them off, just be careful. To clean these, I found a little hack. I know a few people will know it if they've owned these before, but to clean them, if you don't want to pull this pipe off, because sometimes that's where your problem is that people are a bit too heavy-handed when they're pulling them off. To get them off, literally, I can tell you, I can go into depth about it, but there's that many videos on YouTube. Have a look. It's quite easy to do. Just remember, take your time with it, do it right. How I clean these is I take that out, give that a good clean. If you're running 12mm, the S1 is your best one to go for, because it really pulls it all out. So 12mm, use the S. If you've got the 16mm, use the M. And yeah, this is how you do it. So you take that part out there, your skimmer. You unscrew this really gently, bearing in mind it's glass. The part you're pulling out here is acrylic, so just be very, very gentle, just because acrylics, you know, acrylic can snap as well. So just twist it out, you know, you don't have to put loads of force on it. So to get your brush into this part, we do cheap brushes, like cheap cleaning brushes. I think they're about £1, something like that. Get the plastic one, pop that down there so it sits about this sort of height. Get your ADA spring washer straight into the bottom. Keep that other brush there and you can guide it into here. Once it's guided into there, like twist and push. Don't just force it in. Turn it nice and slow, and what it'll do is it'll separate all the muck off the inside of that. This spring washer can get in there and right round this, so you're about here. And then pull it nice and gently out. Don't just rive it out, nice and gently. And yeah, if you need to do it again, you can do. Some people do disconnect them off properly and give it a right good clean. You can soak these in Superge as well. What's like a detergent cleaner, what's you know, safe for your aquatic life. So yeah, that there is how you clean the glassware. So just be gentle putting it back on. There you go. So the acrylic part I'm putting in there is very similar to the steelware, so that there adjusts the amount of water coming in from the bottom or from the top, so you can turn that really nice and gentle. That part just goes straight on top. Your suction cups go on these little noggin parts here, so one there, one there. You've got one on the inlet as well, and then what you do is you just stick them straight back on the tank. So where do you position these in the tank? So you can go rather left and right, but most aquascapers do it like this and have them together. Reason for that is because if you look where how they sit, so you've got enough clearance for this to go up and down, so that'd sit around about there in your tank, maybe a little bit, you know, so you're a bit about there, let's say, spinning around. You've got the water jet coming out of there, so that's dispersing the water gently around to one side of the aquarium. So if we just, there we go, so if that's coming out there and this is skimming away here, so your water's going like this and it's hitting the other side of your tank and coming back nice and easy. So that's what you want. So you want it so it's circulating nice like that. If you've got a big tank and you think, you know what, need more circulation, need more flow, instead of buying like a big wave maker or anything like that, save yourself a bit of money, 2 birds with 1 stone, get another filter and have another set of these at your other side, so then you go in that sort of a motion in a smaller space as well as going like that on the other side. So that's more movement, what's better for plants, so you know, to get nutrients around your aquarium and to, you know, get all that detritus up. So yeah, that's how you position those. So they're done on suction cups, the glassware. The steel is a little bit different. So your steelware, I'll show you on this one. So you've got a rimless tank and you think, you know what, I'm going to go steel. So we've got these on our plant tables in our shop, just because steel, you know, when we've got customers about, if anyone accidentally hits it, then it's no biggie, it's not going to go anywhere. On our display tanks, we like to use the glass, just to show people different products. So this is it here, so that's your bracket. So that sits, let's say, at the top of your aquarium. You've got these little nuts here that you can undo, so these can go into pretty much any aquarium. So if we open them up, it goes up to, I think that's 12 mil or 15. I'll have to double check. What I'll do is I'll leave a comment down in the bottom of this video, so then you know what size it'll go up to. I'll have to measure that. So my hand there's the edge of the aquarium. That sits like that. That comes up to your water level and that'll spin round depending on how much flow you want coming in. So yeah, you've got a lot more steel on show. Again, push your pipes on there if you want to be a bit safer. It has got the barbs on the bottom, so that'll hold your pipe working a lot more secure if you're using something a bit high, you know, higher powered, or if you're converting down, because we've got adapters. So if you're running bigger filtration, because some of the real big ones take on 22 mil pipe, we do have adapters from 22 mil that'll go down to 16 mil. So if you're pumping quite big lots of water, then barbs come in handy because you want your pipe to hold on. What you can do, a little trick that we've done here as well, just put a zip tie around it and it'll just hold that on the bottom of them really securely. With your lily pipes, the glass ones, sorry, you just push that in there. If you want to be safe, just put a little zip tie on. Don't pull too tight though. This is glass. So when you, with a lot of high-end glass, especially like ADAs and stuff like that, they use more of a diamond glass, so it's a lot more clear underwater, and it's not as strong, but it's better aesthetically looking. So it's a case of just be very gentle if you're putting a cable tie around them. So I've covered glass, spring washers, and the steelware. Price point between them: glassware, this is the Evolution Aqua one, so this is cheaper than the steel, but depends if you're heavy-handed or you're not and you like the clear look. swings and roundabouts between the both. I like both, and to be fair, is which one would I go for? Depends on your situation at home. So I hope this video helps you guys. Till next time.